Okay, so you mentioned Maya Angelou, and I'm gonna ask you this because I like to ask rappers, especially because you're younger. What are you, 20,
23.
23? Okay, so you're young. I'm 32, so we're not too far in age, but I think we were born in times where the music I listen to is way in like
Way different
elementary
than
school
what
is
I.
way different
Yeah.
than because so when you were in high school, who was like the biggest rapper in the game when you were in high school?
Um, Honestly, when I was in high school, I wasn't really listening to rap. The only rap I listened to was B.O.B.
Okay,
I
okay,
didn't know about Migos until I think my senior year, and we were like sitting on the patio like after school, and people were playing music, and everybody was like rapping along. I'm just like, who are these
yeah,
people? And then that's what my best friend told me, and that's how I started knowing about Migos and like learning other rap
okay,
and stuff. But I
okay.
was like more into like I was definitely a big B.O.B. fan.
B.O.B.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because I grew up and I want to say the biggest artist from like through high school was definitely Eminem and Jay Z, probably the two biggest artists. They weren't my favorite, but like as far as like just record sales,
Hmm.
it was Eminem and Jay Z. But in like the '90s, it was like a real like if you weren't like a lyricist, like you couldn't like first of all, autotune was a thing that autotune was like we're not doing this. Like rappers weren't doing this. When I was coming up, there was like a very clear difference between rap and R&B. Like rappers didn't sing and singers didn't rap. Like
Yeah.
you were a
Now it's
rapper
mixed.
or
It's
you
rap
yeah.
singers,
Drake
singer
that came in and messed
rappers.
it all up. Now everybody just a sing rapper and we don't know what's going on. But yeah, like so I always ask rappers this, but especially like the younger ones, do you think that hip hop has lost the emphasis on lyricism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
straight face.
Yes. No lie. Like I don't want to like. There's okay. For me personally, like when I write, every line, if not every line, every verse, whatever, has a meaning to it. You just have to listen to
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's I can say one thing and it means something completely different, but you think I'm just talking. It's
Yeah.
like the reason why I write the way I do is because, like I said, I start off with poetry. So I'm always using metaphors. I'm always using like similes. I'm always like rapping, like read between the lines type thing.
Okay.
So it's like I have a story to tell. And this is the way I'm going to tell my story. If it's going to catch your attention with this trap beat, then I'm going to put it to a trap beat. If it's
Mm-hmm.
going to catch your attention with more of like a soulful, slow kind of beat, then that's what I'm going to do. It's whatever I feel. But I feel like you can't sit here and tell me you're telling a story when every song you have, you're in a coupe with drugs and you're with a gang and this. What is that?
Yeah.
You didn't grow up in the hood.
Yeah.
You are middle class.
And you know, that was one of the things I remember. So Kanye dropped College Dropout. It was either the end of my junior year or the beginning of my senior year of high school.
Mhm.
And the biggest thing about College Dropout was that at that time, there were no rappers that were rapping from the middle class. Everybody was a joke. Everybody was a dope dealer. And Kanye
That's what I'm
dropped.
saying. Not
Yeah,
everybody is a
Kanye
dope
dropped that
dealer.
album, and there's no drug selling on the whole album. And everybody's like, wait a minute, he doesn't sell drugs. He's
Exactly.
rapping about college. But that was kind of like the beginning. Like I don't think we don't have a Drake without Kanye. There was no space in the game for Drake if it wasn't a Kanye, because Kanye just kind of like kicked the door down. It was like, listen, I'm not from the hood. I'm not a dope dealer. As crazy as you may think Kanye is, he kind of like kicked that door down because everybody before that was a dope dealer. Like everybody before
Everybody's
that
a
was
dope dealer now.
And I was sitting thinking like, well, not everybody does drugs. That's
But
another thing. Like,
that's what they put out
yeah,
there.
it's like not everybody does drugs. Like when I was growing up, no rapper rapped about doing drugs. They rapped about smoking weed, but they didn't rap about popping pills.
Now they doing
And
both.
now
They
we just
popping
doing
the
everything.
pills
Yeah.
and selling it. So.
Now it's like, nah, we should do it all, smoke it all, sell it all. And it's like, why are we teaching people this? But yeah, I'm always interested in that perspective, especially from rappers, because I don't want to come off as the old guy who just feels like his music is better. Because that's me and my dad. You can't tell my dad that there's anything better than Parliament and Frankie Beverly and Maze My dad is stuck in 1975 when it comes to music. And growing up, my dad used to always, like, everything that I listened to, my dad would point out how they stole it from. Like, I listened to a lot of Outkast. He would just constantly point out they stole that from Parliament. Okay, Dad. Like,
No, I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of songs like from now that was either taken or revised from like back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I forgot the exact name of the song. When I listened to it, I automatically knew where it was from.
You go back to it. Yeah.
The Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj song.
Okay.
What was that?
I know what you're
All
talking
on
about.
You, Eyes on You, whatever.
Yeah.
When you listen to that song, I forgot the name of it. There's a song that's the exact same way as that song. They just put it like the updated version.
Yeah.
But Meek Mill's flow, some parts of the beat is the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always try not to come off as my music's better than your music because, you know, but it's true. Like, I don't really enjoy hip hop now the way I used to. Number one, because everything sounds the same now. And there was a time where every region had their own sound. Like, you knew where somebody was from by how their music sounded. LA had a sound. The Bay Area had a sound. New Orleans had a sound. Houston had a sound. Miami had a sound. Not everybody sounds the same. Everybody sounds like they're from Atlanta now.
Yeah. Because Migos.
Migos
did it.
I thought for the longest that Fetty Wap was from Atlanta. It went into New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. It went up to one of my homegirls, was like, he's one of our people. I was like, one of your people? He's like, he's from New Jersey. I was like, A, I wouldn't brag about being from Jersey. But B, that fool sound like he's from Atlanta. I thought he was from Atlanta for the longest.
Wow.
Yeah, that fool from New Jersey. But, now everybody sounds like they're from Atlanta. Because it's like, we're just going to rap about selling drugs and shout out these random lines that literally make no sense. And then yell in the background. Yeah, it's like a lot of ad libs. It's a lot of ad libs. And Jeezy used to do that, but Jeezy put ad libs to supplement his flow. Jeezy's music did not lean on the ad libs, like all we're here for is ad libs. Mm-hmm. Everybody took that and was like, oh, you mean I can do this with just ad libs? No, you can't. You have to have lyrics. But no, it's like it's just all ad libs and a dope beat.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I listen to the music now or whatever. For the most part, a lot of songs I just straight up be like, this is stupid. Like, what is this? But I do listen to music nowadays or whatever. I listen to a lot of Cardi B and stuff like that. But my preference will always be with like Queen Latifah, Eve, all of them. Because it's like, I would rather you tell me a story. I'd rather listen and see what message you're trying to say so that I can not live it, but like put that into my life or what I'm trying to go towards. I can't be inspired by you telling me to pop an Adderall and then smoke a blunt. Like, I can't.
Some cocaine. Then go sell all the stuff that you just
next
did.
Next thing you know, I'm be a crackhead on the corner of the street. Like, I'm not trying to listen to that because it's gonna turn me into something that I'm not.
Yeah. I'm glad you feel that way. I mean, I have a cousin who's a little bit younger than you, but not by much. Only like 3 or 4 years. But she swears that the music now is better. And I'm like, but what are they talking about? They're not talking about it. And I'm not just the old guy that sounds like, no, they're really not talking about anything.
It's so stupid. It is so stupid. Like, it's...
This is why we need more Shayla Chris's. So listen, after you all finish listening to this, I need everybody to go and support Shayla Chris because we need more artists like Shayla Chris out here. So that y'all can get a message with your music. See how I did that?
Just listen to the words. That's
See how I did that? So you mentioned Eve. Mm-hmm. I love Eve, and I remember when Eve dropped. The thing about Eve that I really liked was that she was like out there with her lyricism, but she wasn't Lil' Kim because she wasn't just rapping about being a sex object, but she wasn't the brat because she wasn't like tomboyish. Yeah. She was still feminine, but then she still had bars.
Yeah.
Like she had bars. I always loved Eve because she was like really like she kind of like broke that mold because before that it was only really 2 ways you could be a woman in hip hop. You either had to be a tomboy like Missy and the Brat, or you had to be out here just doing the Lil' Kim Foxy Brown thing where it was like, can you rap about something else that's not between your legs? And Eve really was like, no, I'm gonna come with these lyrics, but I'm still gonna be fine because she was fine. Eve's fine. I don't even know what I say, but so. I talked about some of your influences. Do you read a lot of poetry outside of like my intro? But do you like read a lot of poetry?
I don't read poetry, but I would like go on YouTube and watch a whole bunch of like
Spoken
Def
word.
Jam
Okay.
poetry and all of those.
Okay, so
Like,
you stay connected to poetry.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, spoken word is dope. I never got the hang of it. Like I write,
Hmm.
but I can never deliver the way spoken word artists deliver.
I've done it a few times. Like it's like one of those times where it's like I really just need to clear my head or something. I'll go to the beach at night, and then like it will just like all come out. So it's just like I'm just from the top of the head. I'm not rapping, singing, nothing. It's just poetry, just spoken word, just like, and it's everything that I've been feeling. Don't know how it's coming out, but it's all just like coming out, and that's just me putting it into the universe. I leave, feel 10 times better, and things start going good.
So does that mean we got a Shayla Chris spoken word album coming?
Spoken word album. I don't know about that.
I had to ask.
Honestly, most of my songs started off as poems.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Started off as poems, but it's not the hype
Yeah,
songs.
yeah,
Yeah, but most
my wife loves that hit list.
hit
I
list.
be looking at her like, why you love this song so much though? You got a man.
Hit list has its own message too. It ain't got nothing to do with stealing nobody man, nothing like that.
You got a man. Who you taking off the hit list? No. Your hit list better be clean. There should be one person on your hit list. No, but I like that. That song was about jail. So I'm sitting here looking at you now. You got the glasses. You got the little pigtails. Is that what those are? I got a daughter, but I don't know nothing about hair.
Single braids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they are. I be calling my daughter hair all types of things like, yeah, those plaits, those not plaits. Listen, I don't care what they are. Look cute, Jordan.
Flat, single braid, same thing.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So, but when I see you perform, you look completely different. When you perform, do you like have to get into another persona, or because you be having the shades on, they be darked out. You look like honestly, when you perform, you look like one of the people from like Run DMC. Like you hit the stage, you like, but you have a very good stage presence. Like right now, like when you walked into the building, I saw you and you said hi, and I was like, wow, she's so soft spoken. Cause she on the mic, she don't be sound like this. She on the mic, she be out there. But is that?
It's just like, I guess like discipline, like how I grew up. Like I know how to like have manners and how to carry myself. With like right now, this is me.
Okay.
Like, this is me. When I get onto the stage, it's like I don't want to call it like an alter ego, but that's me finally being able to, like I said, like tell my story.
Okay.
Because I'm the type of person like I feel like if I'm talking to you and you keep interrupting me to say what you have to say, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, forget it. It's like that makes me feel okay. What I have to say is not as important as what you have to say. But when I put it into a song, now you have to listen to me. So I'm gonna present it in a way where you gotta give me your attention.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know it's a lot of artists. Like I'll see them in public, and I'm like, you don't be like this on stage. But you know, I think a lot of people get caught up in that. Like they see their favorite artist or their favorite entertainer, and they're on stage one way, but then off stage they're like completely different.
Yeah,
And
I'm not like, I mean, I have my moments where, I'll get hyped up and like turn up or whatever, but I'm very like just chill, like
Okay.
just calm for the most part.
All right, so we mentioned hit list, which I love, but so of the music you've put out, are you someone that goes back and listens to your music, or are you one of those? Because like those real artsy people, be like, I don't listen to none of my past work.
No, I listen to all my music. I've listened to music when I first started recording. I still have my binders and notebooks from when I started writing when I was like 12, 13. I still have all my music.
I wish I still had that
I
stuff.
go over it. I try to see what I could fix, how I could make it better. I listen to all my old songs, how when I recorded it, I can hear the difference of my confidence when I was recording it, or like what I was trying to do or how I need to fix it. So it's like I'm always listening to my music, always.
So here we are. Every episode, somebody says something that I feel is like some knowledge for somebody. So y'all hear that? So everybody, no matter how far you are in your career, go back and listen to your old stuff. Listen to how you've improved, where you can improve.
Yeah.
So I asked you that because I want to. So of the music that you've released or you've done, what is your favorite track of yours?
The only reason I would say hit list is because of the amount of like not attention, but the amount of good feedback I've got from it since I started putting it out. I originally wrote that song to, you know, B.O.B.'s song Headbands.
Yeah.
That's where I wrote it to
Oh,
that
okay.
beat. So when you hear the dun 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 dun, that's the whistle from
Right.
his song or whatever. So I wrote it to that beat or whatever. And when I recorded it, I'm like, okay, I'm digging the song. Like this is my song. But I would say my all-time favorite song would be, I think it would be New Love.
Okay.
New Love.
Okay. You performed that.
I haven't performed it in a while, but
Right, but I remember.
definitely
I remember seeing you perform at the open mic. Shout out to the open mic happy hour.
open
They
mic
get so
happy
much
hour.
free publicity off of me in this show. But shout out to the open mic happy hour. I'm gonna plug it again. If you are an artist from out of state and you need someone to perform, you're gonna be in South Florida, you need somewhere to perform, hit up the open mic happy hour. If you are in South Florida and you need somewhere to chill on a Friday night where you're gonna hear good music, you're gonna get good
Open
deals on
mic
drinks.
happy hour.
Stop by the open
8
mic
to
happy hour.
12, Polo Club every Friday.
I do it every episode, so don't even be tripping. I need to start charging Tara for this. Shout out to Tara too. I've been trying to get Tara on the show forever. I've been trying to get Tara in the studio forever. I said this on my last episode.
She needs to make a whole album. I don't know why she playing.
That voice don't need to be boxed up in no venue. We need to put that. And you know the funny thing is, I was talking to Jay Gaston. I remember the first time I met him, we were at the villa, and we were outside talking to Tara about how she needs to get in the studio. And so when I had Jay in here, he was like, we about to start like a support group on Facebook or something. And we're just gonna start a petition to get her in the studio because she's the opposite of me. My first thing is producer. I've been a producer I've been rapping for like 5 years, but I've been a producer for like 12. So I was always behind the scenes, in the back, and that's where I'm used to being. So when I start rapping and performing, I don't feel as comfortable on stage as I do in the studio. She's the complete opposite. She is terrified of the studio, but she'll get on stage and sing.
And that's the thing. Like I remember when she was at the villa, when she had got off stage. Like you know how she always opens her shows or whatever. When she got up, I asked her, I'm like, "Where is your music?
Yeah,
like where can I download it?" She's like, I'm like, "Do you have a SoundCloud or anything?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "You need to. Like, what is wrong with you?"
Exactly. She doesn't. She won't go in the studio.
That voice, and it's crazy because like she'll go up there and the power that's like behind her voice and everything, she'll let it all out. She doesn't need a microphone.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how big or small the room is. She controls her voice so well.
Yeah.
So it's like she needs to put that out there more than just these little open mics that she's doing.
All right, so we got one more person on the bandwagon to get Tara to.
Tara need to come out.
So what I need everybody to do, so everybody on your phone right now, unless you're driving, but on your phone, go on Instagram, go to Tara Sings, DM her, and tell her you want an album.
THARAHSINGS on Instagram. Tell her Shayla Chris sent you, and tell her to bring her ass on the show and take her ass to the studio.
There you go. There you go. We want an album, Tara. Listen to the fans.
The people need it.
Yeah, that voice is amazing. I remember the first time me and my wife went to the open mic happy hour. The first time my wife, because before my wife, like I would go and my wife would see it like on my Instagram, and it wasn't until my wife got there she was like, "Yo, like that sounds a lot different than from on the phone." I was like, "Yeah, that voice is like from another planet." And here she is being all stingy with it, don't want nobody to hear.
Exactly, like you talk to her and she's all friendly and lovable and ha ha kiki, and when she sings, it's like whoa.
Yeah,
like where
she
did
has
that
an
come
amazing
from?
voice, an amazing voice. So we're gonna rewind a little bit. So you mentioned going back and listening to your older stuff and trying to improve in that way. What were some of your biggest hurdles getting into music? Like, what were some of the things that held you back, and some of the things that you felt yourself?
Honestly, because I mean, I kind of regret it, but at the same time, I don't. I just wish that I had started like performing and stuff earlier. I wish I had that type of confidence because when I knew I wanted to like be in entertainment, be a rapper or whatever, I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like me and my best friend, we even like started making our own YouTube channel, everything. But then like everything just stopped. I always like wrote, but everything just stopped. And it's like I kind of like fell off a little bit, like my own personal self. So it's like if I had the confidence to actually share my music, I would have been doing this for a while.
Right.
But it's like I never actually believed in myself. I had to go through the hardest shit in my life to actually be like, all right, now I need to do it.
Okay. So what would you say to the to someone who was in your position then, who's there now, as someone who's kind of on the other side of that? What would you say to another person whose confidence is like not there and they like, I don't want to do this, or they're skeptical of their own abilities?
The only person that's stopping you is you. Nobody can tell you you can't because you can't. So it's like just have that confidence. If you can sit there and write it and either perform it in front of family or in your room by yourself, you can do it in front of 10, 15, 25 people. Like that's why like when I first started performing, I wore sunglasses
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I'm just now starting. I don't want nobody looking at me. I don't want to feel obligated to look at you. So I wear my sunglasses so I can look wherever I want and just like I can see your reaction and look directly at you without you knowing I'm looking at you just because I want to see what you're taking from what I'm giving you. Um, After a while, when I like got more comfortable on the stage, I'm like, okay, I don't need the glasses anymore. But I kept it because I feel like I look better with the sunglasses when I'm on stage.
Like that's like your
So
signature look.
yeah, I guess. So it's like now, even if like I could take it off,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll probably have on like I had these yellow sunglasses where you can see me. I'm looking
Yeah.
at you. Once in a while, I'll just have my reading glasses on or something. But mainly, I'll have on the sunglasses.
Okay. All right. So I know before we got on, we mentioned you working with. That's how actually before we started recording. That's how we got on that tangent. I'm always having to drive to Miami. She was telling me that she had done a track with Mr. Feelgood, aka One Way Flight. If you haven't heard the episode I did with him, go back and listen to that. It was a pretty good episode. Dope dude. But who are some of the other artists that you are looking forward to working with in the future or want to work with?
Um, yeah, I did a song with Mr. Feelgood. I have a song with R. Bizarre. Me and Roxy have a song.
Okay.
I actually have a song right now that I'm working on. I'm making the beat this week. I have to send it to her, so she's gonna be